Hey you guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to multiply two numbers that are centered around a third number. And the title may not make sense to you, but I'm sure when we get right into the example, you'll understand what this concept is. So I'm not going to go straight to the example. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you so if we're doing 5 times 7, the center number, which is basically like the number in the middle, or like the average even, is 6, right? So that's what it means by multiplying two numbers centered around a third number. So we'd be doing stuff like this with obviously bigger numbers, and it's the reason this trick works for this multiplication problem is because 5 and 7 are both centered around 6. So I hope that makes sense. And so now we can get into an example. Let's see. So I think the first example I'm going to do is 28 times 32. Now, obviously, this is centered around 30 because 32 is 2 away from 30 and 28 is 2 away from 30. So the center number is 30, and that's obviously just finding the average number. But yeah, and so the middle number is 30. So your first step is to square that number. So you have to square 30, which would be 900. And another thing for these type of questions, you are going to have to know your squares. That's something you're going to have to memorize. I may put up a video just listing out all the squares, but there's not really any tricks to it. It's just something you have to memorize for the most part. But 30 is pretty easy. 30 is just 900. I think most people can do that in their head without having to memorize anything. But yeah, and so then the difference between the middle number and the two numbers given. So the middle number is 30, and as I said before, 32 is 2 away from 30 and 28 is 2 away from 30. So the difference between the middle number and the two numbers given is 2 in our case. So what we do is 30, because that's the middle number, and then the difference, which is 2, and that's wait, I'm so sorry. I messed up. So you are finding the middle number, which is 30, and then you just subtract it from one of these two numbers, and that gives you 2. But I skipped forward a little bit. I rushed through it a bit. What you could just do is that 28 and 32 are both 2 away from 30, so your answer is just 2. But in case the numbers are a bit weirder and you can't tell, this is a super great method, 30 minus 28, or you can do 32 minus 30, either one is 2, and then you square that, so 2 squared equals 4, and then you're going to do your answer you got here from squaring the middle number, which is 900, minus this number, which is 4, which is 896. So your answer is 896. I'm going to go ahead and do an example or two more. So our next multiplication question is going to be 19 times 17. Okay, and so we're going to start off again by finding the middle number, which obviously 19 and 17, in between that, 18. You're going to square it, and this is one of those things where you just have to know what the square of 18 is. You're just going to have to go through and memorize it. And that is 324. And since the difference between the middle number and the other two numbers is 1, you're going to do 1 squared, which is 1, and then 324 minus 1, which is equal to 323, and that is your answer. I'm going to go ahead and do one last example for you guys. Let's make it, oh, my bad, 39 times 41, okay? And so we know that the middle number here is 40. And so you're going to square that, which is 1600. And then the 40 is 1 away from both 39 and 41. So you're going to do 1 squared, and that's equal to 1. So you're going to do 1600 minus 1, which is 1599. And that is your answer. So yeah, it's a super great and easy trick. There are steps in this, obviously, that you just need to memorize, and you need to memorize some squares. But if you have that down, it is honestly a very easy trick, and being able to multiply numbers like this in your head is just a really good skill to have in general, not just for if you're competing in a competition, but just in general, you know, this can be really helpful. So yeah, I definitely make sure to go practice, because you will have to practice to pick up on these skills and really master them. But that is all for this video, and I hope you guys found this helpful, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave any suggestions or questions you may have for me below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!